Hello everybody, this is BladeCrossEXE, and it's time for another Ultrasabers review. And for once, I actually have some bad news. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you might remember that around this time last year, maybe a couple months earlier, I actually did an unboxing video for the Ultrasabers Menace. And this lightsaber was a really big deal to me because Darth Maul's been my favorite Star Wars character ever since I saw The Phantom Menace back in 1999. He's also a cosplay that I wear to conventions quite regularly, so I finally decided to upgrade my lightsaber and get one that actually represented his actual saber instead of just using a kind of generic looking double blade. And while I do think that the Menace is a beautiful piece on its own, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed in the actual quality of the lightsaber itself. What I mean by that is that it's not very durable. Now, I haven't actually practiced dueling with this thing yet, and that's because I keep losing pieces just going to conventions and walking around. So, you see right here, I'm missing one of the red, they call it a knurled screw right there, and I'm also missing one of the little bubble screws, like this screw right here. This is the first piece that fell off, and that happened at Anime Weekend Atlanta last year. That was the first piece to go missing, and then when I was at Comic-Con earlier this year, I lost this knurled screw. The thing is, I wasn't even swinging it around or play fighting with it. I can vouch, like 100%, that this piece just fell off and disappeared after walking maybe 50 feet, maybe 100 feet. I was in the same room of the convention center. I had taken a picture with somebody, and I had that picture to prove that the button was still on there. And then I walked to the other side of the room, looked down, noticed that the button was missing, and I just couldn't find the button again for the rest of the con, so it's been lost ever since then. And if that happens just from walking around, then how do you think it'd hold up in a duel? Most duels are done outside, at least if you don't have a big open space in a house to do so. And at least that's where most of my duels take place. And I can only imagine that these buttons and these screws would just fly off and get lost in the grass somewhere. If they fall off just from simply walking around, then I can only imagine how easily they get lost during an actual duel. So I don't recommend the Menace as a dueling saber. It's still a nice piece for cosplay, and I did get some replacements for these missing pieces, but I'm going to have to glue them in place so that they don't fall off again. And that's one half of my Menace, because, of course, as Darth Maul has to be a double blade. The Covertech wheel did not fall off of this one. I took it off purposefully because Darth Maul only has one Covertech wheel. But you notice that that bubble screw is missing its bubble. And that one didn't just fall off, that one actually broke off in my hand when I was handing my lightsaber to somebody to hold it for a moment. And I actually did manage to find the bubble and keep it. I don't know if that shows up well on camera, but little plastic dome thing. I can just pop it back into place. I could probably just glue that into place and it would hold, but I did get a replacement one of those just in case it happens again. And you notice that there's another bubble screw missing there. So the last convention that I took this to, I ended up losing two pieces, and I broke a third after one of the pieces already went missing. And I am not going to say that I'm completely off of Ultrasabers now, but I think that I might go for a different lightsaber in terms of replicas. I do like some of Ultrasabers' unique design lightsabers that they have, some of their originals, but in the online saber community, I've noticed as of late, Ultrasabers has kind of a bad reputation now. And they've never been bad for me, just until this time. This is when I was actually kind of disappointed, because this was supposed to be the big grand one for me, that I've been waiting years to have a Darth Maul lightsaber, and first convention I take it to, I lose a piece, and then the next one I lose more pieces. Another thing that I didn't really mention during the unboxing video was these red screws right here. I don't know how well it shows up on camera. Those little dark marks, you can see there's actually like an indentation right there. And that actually is like, it's textured. You could actually like run your nail across it and it would catch. Now, it doesn't show up on all of the lights, it doesn't show up on all the screws like on this one right here. That one looks fine. But 2 out of the 3 that I still have, I don't remember if the 4th one had that mark or not, it's got that imperfection. And when you're paying as much as Ultrasabers charges for the replicas, then that's not really a good look. I will say one reason I've stuck with Ultrasabers for so long is because they do often have good sales, good deals. You know, spend X amount, get a free lightsaber, get a free blade, get free shipping, so on. And I will say I do like the driver that they use. It's pretty easy to use, and by driver I mean for like the Emerald and the soundboard and all that, because I do have some custom sound fonts installed on this. And of course, because Darth Maul, I had to have Duel of the Fates. I also have the only thing I know for real from Metal Gear Rising, because I associate that song with Darth Maul for personal reasons. But, yes, there it is. You know, the one time I try to do it on camera, There Will Be Bloodshed plays first. It always plays Duel of the Fates first, except this time for some reason. But, I do still think that the lightsaber is nice to look at. It's a good display piece, and I definitely will still carry it around for cosplay, unless more pieces break off, and then I might have to replace it with something else. But, the blade still does show up very nicely. It's still a very beautiful piece in pictures and on camera, but again, as someone who has spent many years dueling, this is not one that I would recommend actually dueling with. Again, I haven't dueled with this, and pieces are just falling off left and right. And I do have the replacement pieces. They're right here. It cost about $9 a piece. They said ring up blade plugs, put them in your cart, and then send an email saying that you want to have them replaced, saying what replacement piece you want. The only two that I'm not going to have to glue in place are the silver screws down here at the bottom, because that helps to hold the pommel in place. Now, I did opt for the quick disconnect coupler, because every time someone sees my Darth Maul at a con, they're really excited about it, and if they want a picture with me, I'll uncouple the saber and hand them half of it, so we have a nice picture of us each having one lightsaber blade. And that's always fun. That's why I want to put as much effort as I can into this costume, because, you know, people get a big reaction out of it. There's a lot of love for Darth Maul, and I kind of want my lightsaber to reflect that. So I do love the quick disconnect coupler. I do love the way the saber looks. I just wish that it was a bit higher quality. I wish it was more durable. So after years of not having a bad experience from Ultrasabers, despite what a lot of people on different forums have said, this is the one time I feel like Ultrasabers kind of let me down. Again, I was able to get replacement parts, but the fact that the first outing with this con resulted in a piece going missing, and the second one resulted in 2 more pieces missing and a third one broken, I think that speaks to the quality of this lightsaber. I'm not gonna comment on how easily the silver metal scuffs, because I mean, it's shiny, polished metal. It's not gonna hide its scuffs as well as like black metal would, like the anodized dark editions of lightsabers, as long as it's not like a deep cut. But yeah, Ultrasabers kind of disappointed me with this one. It's still a beautiful display piece. I would definitely like have this in the backdrop of a video if the opportunity ever arises, but I don't know if I can recommend this as an actual battle lightsaber. I have been told that other lightsaber companies that offer similar sabers have either better prices or similar prices but have better quality if Ultrasabers is not running a deal. That's honestly why I keep coming back, because the prices and the deals, just other websites that I've seen, haven't really been able to compare to those so far. I think that this lightsaber on its own, with both halves, would normally run up for about $650, $700. I managed to get it for less than $400 because of the deal they were running at the time, and that's one reason I pounced on it. I'll have to double check the numbers. I'll actually have them here on screen for you to look at, but that's one reason why I went with it. But I guess the saying, you get what you pay for, is kind of true. So again, I'm not completely distancing myself from Ultrasabers, because for the most part I have been satisfied with the product that they've given me until now, except for this one. And I do still have some more that I definitely will continue to duel with, and then I have a few more reviews that I would like to make after I have some experience with them. I have 2 Bellicoses that I would like to show off. I got a Bane, which took months to get here because it was on back order. Funny story behind that one, but that's for later. And I also have some words for their Day Blades, but for their Menace, I'm a little disappointed. You know? And you know, as much as that sucks, it is what it is. So for any movie replicas going forward, I might look into other options outside of Ultrasabers, because again, if I'm going to get a movie replica, I need it to be able to hold together for cosplay purposes. And when pieces are falling off when you walk 100 feet from one side of a room to another without swinging it around violently, and it just falls into the abyss and disappears, it's kind of a sad thing. So, sorry this one was a bit of a downer compared to most of the videos I have on Ultrasabers, but again, feel let down by this lightsaber, and I felt like it was proper for me to give an honest review of the saber now that I have actually had it for over a year and have taken it to a few different cons. Again, I do enjoy the custom sound effects that you can put on these. I appreciate that there's such a wide range of customization when it comes to that. But from what I've been told, other websites and other sabersmiths are offering similar options. So ultimately, that's the point of a review. It is to talk about a product as honestly as possible. So if you are looking at the Menace and are wondering whether you should buy it, I'll leave that call up to you. Again, I definitely would not recommend it as a dueling saber, even though I've never used it in a duel before, but given how easily these parts disappeared, I can't say they'll hold up very well in a duel. So, thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and, hope you have a great day, and may the Force be with you.